What's up guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video we are looking at my $250 WPL C24. I'm going to take it for a run today over some rocks and stuff like that. If you want to see this in a bit more detail, wait to the end of the video. We'll take it back to the garage, we'll take the body off and we'll have a good look at what you get for $250. Right, let's take this on some rocks. So what's going to make this stand out from the rest is just this. Look, watch this slow control from that Hobbywing 1080 ESC. Look at that. Paired with that 370 motor and reduction box, this thing just crawls super slow. Obviously guys, this is just a showcase. The appeal of these WPLs is how cheap you can get them. You can pick them up for like $40, $50. I just wanted to show you what you do with a pretty high budget on them. So these rocks, pretty slippery, not much traction. This has got the soft kit. Oh, I picked up a rock there. We're going to carry it with us. This has got the soft kit tyres from the C24, not the ones the chassis comes with, because they're a bit hard for my liking. But still, not bad amount of traction. What a nice amount of control though. That's what everyone likes, that modulation. Obviously adjusted the suspension on it as well. We'll look at that at the end of the video. But I've changed the position of the shocks. They're oil shocks on this, working quite well for that articulation. The white as well on these C24-1s. Just the white body just looks so much nicer. I mean the red and the blue are okay, or the red and blue are okay, but this white, nice. Loads of brambles around here, which does cause a few issues, but we've got quite a few here. I'm going to move it. Let's move it over to the rocks over there so we don't get hung up on the brambles. It's going to make my usual comment when I go, oh, you say these are toy junk, but this obviously is quite expensive. But they're not toy junk. If you're looking for a good crawling ESC, I definitely recommend for brushed stuff this Hobbywing. It's got really nice drag brake on this as well. That programmable ESC. Loads of little settings, but yeah, particularly the drag brake settings are good. Especially when you've got something a little bit lighter like this, you might want to reduce the strength of that drag brake. But overall, a very nice ESC. And this overall is a very nice WPL, albeit quite expensive, but nice all the same. That increased flex by changing the position of the shocks has really helped. Wasn't a fan of the MN one because the amount of flex on it, but easily changed, as I'll show you in a minute when we get to the end of this run. Overall, what an awesome little truck. Links for everything in the description. Let's go back to the garage and let's have a closer look. So let's look a little bit closer at this C24 all metal. Now I'll break it down and then we'll have a look a little bit more closely at the chassis, but it's the C24-1 body. I had to buy a complete C24-1 kit to get this body because you can't buy the body separately, or at least when I bought this you couldn't buy the body separately. And it's a really nice clean looking body. Now it wasn't as simple as just bolting onto this chassis. I'm going to take it off in a minute and show you. Before we do that though, just another couple of things. The wheels, I'll take a wheel off and show you that. The MN version of this metal chassis had metal wheels as well, but they had 12mm adapters on them, whereas these, pick the one that doesn't want to come off. Whereas these ones have got the correct 5mm hex on them, so they fit directly to the axle on the truck. That's what I liked about them. Direct fit, not just some generic ones with a 12mm hex that needed adapters to fit. So that's the first thing I really liked about this chassis. Right, let's get the body off and I'm going to show you the chassis in a little bit more detail. So running it on a 1300 milliamp hour Nanotech 2S LiPo. Ideal for these, it fits in that bed really easy. Held on exactly the same way as the C20, like the normal C24s. So had to cut a few things to get it to fit. You have to cut the rear bed so it clears the gearbox there. And then where I positioned my receiver, had to cut the front out there so when it went over, slide it over like that. Obviously you can put what electronics you want in. You might have to cut too much, but you definitely have to cut the rear bed to get over that single speed gearbox on there. Right, so we've got a RGT receiver in there. I've chosen this, a 5-channel one. It doesn't matter which one it's. Choose any one you want, but I'm using it with a Dumbo RC rebranded, obviously RGT transmitter. And it means on this one I can use one of the channels as well for the LEDs in there, because they've got a normal servo cable on them. So we've got that, and then the creme de la creme, the Quick Run 1080 ESC, specific brushed crawler ESC. This really good. I rate them for the best brushed ones out there for the money anyway. They cost like $40, about that, $40 or $50. XT60 connector on that, and I've hardwired it to the motor, top and bottom. A really nice metal bumper with your metal shackles. So full metal axles underneath there, like the squared off ones. Not the best scale looking, but really nice and smooth. All metal gears in there. I checked them all before I took it out for one, all fully greased. And you'll notice different drive shafts to what you'll see pictures on Banggood and stuff. These are the drive shafts that it comes with. Because they sit at quite a steep angle, these WPL ones are much better. So I've put them on. 370 motor reduction gearbox, then through to that single speed drive there, allows some really nice control on that. The steering link's just fallen out. I mean, I've taken it out today. It must have been really loose. But you need a longer one of them. It's a bit short really for setting the steering up. And then one of the biggest changes I made was to the suspension. And I've just noticed, I've just wound it off now, but I noticed that I hadn't wound that spring all the way off. I've wound the suspension all the way off to give it just that little bit of that droop there that allows it to sit a bit lower, because the MN one, it just looks a bit high, so this one sits much nicer. But yeah, so all the springs were wound off apart from that one, but it just allows it a little bit more flex, moving them springs or moving the shocks fully inboard. Really easy to do. I actually drilled another hole but didn't need it in the end. So they mount there, and all I did, you just take the screw out from that support bracket there, and it actually goes in there perfectly. And then on the front, unscrewed it from there, screwed it in there, and fits perfectly as well. So really does change the suspension on this by doing that little mod, and it's awesome bit of articulation. That's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. Remember, if you like this sort of stuff, give me a thumbs up, and because it's nearly Christmas, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm probably gonna have a few more videos with this in it coming up. I've definitely got one coming up with the little 1/16 RGT to see how this compares to that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.